Hello, Brandon Clifford here, Global Franchise Solutions, franchise consulting firm, specialize in matching individuals with franchise opportunities that align with their goals. And probably the number one request I get as a franchise broker consultant is for information about food service brands. Everyone's always looking for that next up and coming hot food franchise. And with me today, I have a brand that, in my opinion, is one of these types of concepts. Really great food, really great people, and I think they're really growing organically and in the right way, looking to match with the right entrepreneurs. So we have the founders of the company with us today. We got Matt Ensero and Justin Egan. Matt, Justin, how you doing, guys?
Pretty good. How you doing, Brandon?
Awesome. Hey, real quick before we get started, I want to let you know I do have my Wing It On T-shirt on here. So repping the brand today. So let's just jump right in here, and I guess we'll start with Matt. I'd love to hear a little bit about yourself and how you founded the Wing It On concept, and how things got started on your end.
Sure. So actually, I have a background in finance. I didn't come from a food service background outside of working at Subway when I was 16. I was a wing fanatic, though, my whole life, and I came from a part of Connecticut, Waterbury, Connecticut, that didn't really have a good wing joint growing up. So after I graduated college, I did the finance thing for a couple of years, and then I helped my father start a business called Straight A School Supplies, which we ended up selling to a competitor in late 2009. And after that, I kind of had a little career gap and was wondering what to do. And I circled back on the idea I always had that, Waterbury, Connecticut needed a really good wing joint. Me and my friends used to watch football on Sundays, and we'd always argue about who's going to drive a half hour away to pick up some good wings at one of the good spots around the state. And by the time you get home, you miss the first quarter, and nobody wants to go do it. So at some point, I started making my own wings, and my friends had said, well, the wings you're making are better than the wings we're going out and picking up a half hour away anyways. Why don't you just open a wing place in Waterbury? And I said, no, that's not a bad idea. I got nothing else going on right now. We just sold the company. I'm looking for something else to do. So I started writing the business plan for what became Wing It On. So I didn't really have a name at the time. The original working title for the brand was Wings and Wraps. And thank God I didn't name it that. So when I had this great business plan put together and no brand, no name, nothing that was really catchy, I contacted Justin because Justin actually helped my father and I with Straight A School Supplies previously. So I knew that he had a good mind for marketing, branding, and hopefully he could help me come up with a name and just get the ball rolling with that. And that's where our partnership started to form.
So Justin, want to tell us a little bit about your background and what made him decide to call you?
Oh man, I'm so happy that he did call. I'm really known as really an overall just kind of creative person. I definitely have a background in marketing, branding, and even graphic design. But at the time that Matt and I connected on what's called the Waterbury Wings and Wrap project, I was still very entrenched in my corporate gig. So for me, when that call came in, I was like, yes, I need to do this just, for my own sanity, because I need a creative and entrepreneurial outlet at all times. So it was definitely the type of opportunity that I was craving. But so yeah, we came up with the name after one brainstorm session, probably a lot of coffee. And from that moment on, there was really just no stopping developing this brand. I mean, it took maybe just 2 years to get it honed in and figure out what our story is, what our voice is. And literally from day one, people thought Wing It On was a big chain in itself, even though it was just one store. So
yeah, absolutely. It is a great name. It's that's going to drive, obviously development for you and your franchisees is, the branding, and to have that, kind of the act as if you are a large conglomerate before you even get there, that's a great way to kind of grow a concept. And that kind of leads into the next question I have for you guys is that there obviously is a lot of competition in the quick service restaurant space, so what kind of makes Wing It On stand out from the crowd?
Well, Brandon, there's a lot of competition in quick service, but we feel like there's still a big white space for what we do, and that's the better wings concept. Everybody's familiar with the better burger concept, which blew up in the last decade. Five Guys, Shake Shack, Mooyah, they're all over the place. Whataburger, Smash Burger, you can name 30 of them. But when you talk about better wings, everybody knows Wingstop. It's the biggest wing chain. in the world. But what we pride ourselves on being is the better wing concept. We make a wing and we make sauces that you would be proud to take to Buffalo, New York, which is the mecca of chicken wings. As a wing fanatic, I wouldn't serve anything less. And furthermore, we have a different core focus than our competitors. We say that it's wings and witches. So not only do we have really awesome chicken wings that can compete in Buffalo, but we started doing buttermilk fried chicken sandwiches, which we're doing them hand battered, fresh. They're super awesome, super delicious, and we feel like that sets us apart from the other wing chains, is that they're really a one-trick pony, and we have these awesome wings, but we also have some really awesome chicken sandwiches. So we try to be a combination of what makes Wingstop great and what makes Chick-fil-A great, and those are two of the highest volume brands out there. So if we could find that cross-section between the two, I think we're going to be in a good place.
Absolutely, and I can speak firsthand about that. I eat lunch at my local Wing It On as much as I can, and I've heard multiple times when people are like, "Oh, Wing It On, those were your clients? Yeah, that's the best wings in town." Hear that all the time up here in New Hampshire. So good job, guys. You're passing it on to the franchisees up here. So who is? I mean, obviously, I've worked with you guys in the past, and I brought you a couple franchisees up here in New Hampshire, and we talked about them, kind of privately about being kind of an ideal, fit for your franchise brand. So kind of describe for our listeners out there who makes an ideal franchisee for Wing It On.
That's pretty simple. I would just say it's anybody that loves wings and that has an entrepreneurial spirit about them. For me, it's big that you like the product and that you're a wing fan. You got to like what you sell. It's difficult to deal or to come into this industry and not believe in what you're doing. So to come in and say, hey, there's a really big opportunity for wings, but you're not a wing fanatic like we are, we're probably not going to see eye to eye on a lot of things. So you got to love wings. You don't necessarily need food service experience because we have all those systems in place, all the manuals, protocols, procedures, everything. And we actually like to train people from scratch. We find a lot of times, sometimes people come from big corporate kitchens, might have a lot of habits that are tough to break. So we don't mind working with somebody who has no food service experience either.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, I remember when I was learning about the brand with you, you guys have, like you're keeping your food costs, like all those systems down to the penny. And that's really key for business.
My finance background.
Exactly. A huge plus, huge plus. So what's kind of like a typical day look like for a franchise owner?
Typical day would be, we're really looking for owner-operators. We're trying to stay away from expanding into investor owners right now. Just because we're still so young, we want people actively involved in the brand. So a typical day starts in mid-morning. We don't serve breakfast, so the store's open usually around 11 a.m. And depending on where you are, we'll either close around 10 or 11 p.m. or 2, 3 in the morning if you're in a college town. That's a big variable because we're finding that a couple of stores that we have near colleges and universities, they do the majority of their sales after 10 p.m. It's crazy because the other stores are closing at 10 p.m. and they do the majority of their sales. The dinner rush is between 5 and 8 p.m. So it really depends where you're located. And if you're going to be opening a Wing It On near a college or university, be prepared to work late nights because that's when you're going to do the bulk of your sales.
Awesome. And so what does it take to get started? What's kind of like the average investment to open up a Wing It
On? Per our FDD this year, the average investment range is anywhere from $187,550 to $322,950.
Great, and that's going to include, the build out, the franchise fee, working capital, everything you need, soup to nuts.
Everything to get open.
Yeah. Awesome, cool. And so obviously, it was great talking to you guys, and just kind of finish things up. I was wondering, how can someone learn more if they're interested in learning more about Wing It On?
I'll let Justin handle that one.
Yeah. So, well, first and foremost, I think what they could do is definitely hook up with awesome resources like you, Brandon, if they're interested in recreating that epic Buffalo quality wing experience, and that really jazzes them up. But you could definitely visit wingiton.com. We have our own franchising page in the menu, so you could click that, read more about the opportunity. On that page, there is a brief questionnaire if you want to fill out, and somebody can contact you just to spark up a dialogue. I mean, that's what it is at this point, just to see if there's more of a mutual interest.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for your time today, guys. Hey, if you're someone out there who wants to do chicken like a champ and help this emerging brand continue to grow, head out to wingiton.com and fill out that application and get started. You have something to add, Matt? Are you pointing to the wings?
I'm just pointing at the wings.
What flavor is that? What flavor is that picture
Those
there?
are classic medium buffalo wings.
Medium buffalo. Love it. Some people have college plaques on their wall, but you have framed pictures of wings. No kids, nothing like that, just wings. Good for you. All right, guys. Thanks for your time. Have an awesome day.
You too.